9, we're moving on now to exercise 8C, which is just basic factorising. Now remember, when we factorise, we're finding things that multiply into it. For example, I can factorise 8. I can write it as 2 times 4. All right? I can factorise it any other way too. So I could take 12. I could write that as 2 times 6. Or I could write 12 as 3 times 4. Or I could write it as 1 times 12, but that doesn't really change anything. So factorising is just writing something in terms of its factors, it's things that multiply into it. So we're going to talk about the highest common factor, or HCF, and to fully factorise something, you have to get everything you possibly can out of it. You've got to squeeze the biggest factor you can out. So, for example, if you've got 2x squared and, I don't know, 4x, you can go, I'll take 2 out of both of those. So you factor out that because that's 2 times x squared, and you take 2 out of that, and you get 2 times 2x. But there's still another factor in there, which is the x. So that's not fully factorised. It is factorised, but it's not fully factorised. We'll go and have a look at that now. So we're going to start very simply. And I'm doing the last column this time, so 5, D. So the first thing, look for all the numbers you can. So here, I can take a 5 out. Beautiful. What am I left with if I take a 5 out of that? Oh, I'm left with an x. Put a parenthesis because we're writing this as factors. Remember, when we write 12, we write 2 times 6. So here we're going to write 5 times, but I don't need the multiplication sign when it's right outside the front of a parenthesis. So I take the 5 out of that, and I'm left with an x. And if I take a 5 out of that, I'm left with a 1, and there's a minus sign in the middle. So I've factorised it. H, let's have a look at this one. 6 minus 2x. Well, there's no letters in there that I can take out, but I can take out 2. And if I take 2 out of the first thing, I'm left with 3, and I'm left with just an x. L, 4a minus 20b. Well, I can't take any, look at the numbers, I can take 4 out, and I can't take any letters left out. So if I take 4 out of the first thing, I'm left with A, and I'm left with 5b. Now, when I say take them out, we're dividing them out. We're finding the factors, the common factors. P, this is the first one where there are no numbers to take out. There are no numbers there's a 1 there, but we don't need to write it. But we can take x out of the first one, and we can take x out of the second one. Now, if I take x out of that, remember I'm finding what multiplies by x to give x, and it's just 1. All right, so I've written that as x times 1. I'm going to write this as x times x. So when I take x out of the other one, I've got 1 minus x. Let's go to the next one, T. What numbers are there? 6y minus 10y squared. Well, I can take out 2, and I can take out a y. If I take out 2y out of the first one, I'm left with 3. And if I take 2y out of the next one, I'm left with 5y. Remember, when I say take out, we're dividing out. X, 7ab minus 28ab squared. Well, I can take the 7 out. 7 goes into both of those. I can take an a out of both of them, and I can take a b out of both of them. Now, if I take 7ab out of the first, I'm just left with 1. And if I take 7ab out of the second, well, I'm left with a 4 and a b. Now, I'm going to create some space, but I'm going to have a quick check, make sure I'm getting those right. What one was that? X. 7, 8. Yep, righto. So, come on, catch it all. So let's move on. Let's have a look at question 6. Negatives. Don't let it mess with you. So 6D, minus 7A, minus 14B. Okay, I'll take minus 7 out the front. I'm left with positive A, and I'm left with positive 2B, because I'm dividing it out. So positive A and positive 2B. I'm just checking this. Yeah, that's right. I'm just checking. What question are we doing? 6. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong exercise. Thank goodness. Yes, there we go. Let's go to the next one. H. Minus 4m minus 20n. So I'll take out minus 4, because minus 4 goes into both numbers. I'll be left with positive m, and I'll be left with positive 5n. Next one, L, minus 5a squared minus 10a. Take the numbers out first. I can take minus 5 out, but I can also take an a out. That leaves me with an a here, a positive a, and 2. And you can check that by multiplying them back in. The next one, what was that? L. I'm just looking at the answers there. H-I-J-K-L. There we go. The last one, P. Minus 9x minus 27x squared. I'll take the minus 9 and I'll take an x out, which means I'm left with 1 there, and 9 goes into 27 3 times, and an x. Minus 9x minus, plus. Ooh, dangerous. It's a positive. Righto. 7c. Now watch this. If you see here, that is a common factor. The m minus 3 is a common factor. So I just go, I can take, so I've got 7m minus 3 plus m outside of m minus 3. They've actually just written it for you. So you take the m minus 3 out the front. So I've just taken that, I've factored that out, and that, put it out the front. And then what am I left with? A 7 and an m. Let's look at the next one. F. 5x plus 1 minus x plus 1. We'll take the whole bracket out the front, x plus 1. What are you left with? A 5 and a minus x. I. T, 2t plus 5 plus 3, 2t plus 5. We'll take the 2t plus 5 out the front. What am I left with here? I'm left with a t, and I'm left with a plus 3 there. So t plus, terrible parentheses, t plus 3. The last one, L, 7 minus 3x plus x, 7 minus 3x. Well, if I take 7 minus 3x out the front, now don't mess this up. Remember, there's a secret 1 there. That's 1 times that. So don't lose the 1, and you'll get 1 plus x. Righto. 8. And is this the last question? 8 and then 13. So 8. What do we got? C. 8b plus 18. Well, all I can take out is a number. The only number that goes into both, I think, is 2. So I'll take 2 out of that, and I'll get 4b plus 9. I'm just checking over here. What are we doing? What question is this? 8. 2 outside of 4b plus 9. Righto, the next one. F. A squared minus 3a. Well, I can only take out a letter. So A, I'm left with an A, and I'm left with a 3. I, M plus 5 plus 2, M plus 5. Well, they both got an M plus 5. Put that out the front. And I'm left with M plus 2. L, X, 2x plus 1 minus 2x plus 1. And again, don't forget the hidden 1 in there. So remember when you divide away. So I'll take the 2x plus 1 out the front, and then I'm left with an x minus a 1. Don't forget the minus 1. And the last one, O, y plus 1 squared minus 4y plus 1. Now I'm going to write this out. I don't need to, but just for you, well, that's y plus 1 times y plus 1 minus 4y plus 1. So I'm going to take one of these out from both of them. I'm going to take 1 out the front, y plus 1. And what am I left with here? Well, I'm left with that, and then I'm minus 4. I'm going to put it all in brackets. So I've got y plus 1 minus 4. Oh, so I get y plus 1. Y plus 1 minus 4 is just y minus 3. Now, $13. And we're just doing, are we doing the last column or all of them? We'll just do the last column of 13. So 13, we got x squared minus 2xy plus x squared y. Now I'm looking for something that is common in all of them. Well, I can't take out a y, but I can take, I'm just going to get rid of that. I can take out an x. I can't take out any numbers, so I'll take an x out the front. If I take an x out of the first thing, I'm just left with an x. If I take an x out of the second thing, I'm left with a 2y. And if I take an x out of the last thing, I'm left with an xy. There's nothing else that is common in there. I can't take anything else out. Let's go to the next one. F. Not F. Yes, it is. F. So that was C. I've got a 3ab plus a 4ab squared plus a 6a squared b. Now, there's no common numbers there. I can't take the 3 out because it goes into the 6, because 3 doesn't go into 4. I can't take 2 out because 2 goes into 4 and 6, because 2 doesn't go into 3. So I can't take any numbers out. But I can, look, they've all got an A and a B. So I'm going to take an A and a B out the front. What am I left with in the first one? I'm just left with a 3. What am I left with in the second one? A 4 and 1B. What am I left with the last one? A 6 and an A. And I'm just double checking. So where's that? 13. And that's it. And that's all you have to do.